A very good evening to you. Welcome to Chan 24, the analysis show. My name is Robinson Okenye, and for the next 1 hour, we'll be taking a look at what is happening in Chan. Remember, this tournament is happening in Kenya, Tanzania, as well as Uganda, and the Cranes have taken charge of Group C, whereas Tanzania are in the quarterfinals. And aside from that, Kenya, we just need a draw on Sunday and we'll be in the quarterfinals. I'm not alone in studio. I am with Serek Musumba and Roger Sishtemi. And on the other side, Hassan Juma is with us. Good evening, Hassan. How are you?
Of course, Kenya risks losing quarterfinal hosting rights because of ticketing, safety and security breaches. So tonight we're asking you, what should be done to improve crowd control? What should be done to improve crowd control and safety during matches? I'll take that again. What should be done to improve crowd control and safety during match day? Talk to us. Our WhatsApp number is 0759 434 389. 0759 434 389. And free SMS 22151. So you can send us an SMS via this number 22151. Our handles XR_Kenya. Mine is at Hassan Juma. Of course, our producer Dennis Otachi. So tonight we're asking you what should be done to improve on crowd control as well as safety during match day. Because if this is not done, we might, this country, Kenya, might lose its quarterfinal hosting rights. Robbie.
I know you are wondering probably today, where is Daniel Kariuki? But we devolved roles, and he is in Homa Bay for the Devolution Conference. Tomorrow, we will be giving us insights on what people in Homa Bay are saying about the national football team. But we want to get into a conversation tonight with Cedric Musumba and Roger Sishtemi. Gentlemen, welcome to the show. Muko sawa?
Tupo vizuri.
Yes. Now, Kenya risks losing out on, playing the quarterfinals here at home. This is because of crowd trouble. Sedo, this is something that we've been talking about over and over and over, but we don't seem to be learning.
Yeah, probably I think it's all about now the ball actually is in the LOC court. They need actually to have prepared earlier, and they need to have understood actually what the parameters are required. Also, rightfully knowing that they will be hosting Chan and maybe there after Africa Cup of Nations. When Ivory Coast was hosting this kind of tournament, they would have even paid a visit or even gone aftermath and realized what really necessarily worked well for them. How did they manage to call? It's called benchmarking. They would have actually to have asked even Morocco and see Morocco has done this thing oftenly and understand how Morocco actually has managed to control the crowd over such kind of scenario happening. And more so, also, some are just common sense, because today even listening to Msonye, he talked about common sense. Some things are just common sense. If you know very well that you are coming from an environment where crowd loves that particular essence of sport, and they come in large numbers, sometimes even this surpasses the target, why can't you prior, after, as in plan before? For instance, if today or tomorrow is the match day, why can't you have this ticketing be sold early enough and then have like the deadline of fans entering the stadium? For instance, if they would have been say that by midday, let me say if the game is at the 3, you give a difference of 2 hours or 3 hours. By midday, everyone should be actually have occupied their seat. If you find yourself outside that bracket, you are locked out of the stadium. People could have complied.
That on Sunday, fans should come to the stadium 5 hours before kickoff.
Yeah, but now they are saying when it's too late, they are the same people who have been attracting this penalty because they have realized this is what we will have done. They are like learning within the course of mistakes, of which will not be the same. This is not something that has just come from it has been there with us for a very long period of time. We have seen it when we hosted, South Africa hosted World Cup. Numbers actually trickled in from all corners of the world. It was even more than what we were expecting here currently in Chan. But they managed the crowd. It was the first time it was happening in Africa. The crowd was there even to surpass and the capacities of the field. But they really truly managed how to control that particular matter. They would even have gone to our neighbor Ethiopia, who have hosted, even Rwanda, they have hosted Chan.
Yes.
And they managed to actually contain their crowd. What is so wrong about Kenya? It's all about the LOC. And I think LOC now, they have started getting it right. And also, I might say that it's good that it has come early. You can imagine if it was happening in Africa Cup of Nations, the kind of shame and mess that we will be encountering. Africa Cup of Nations matches are so way many compared to Chan.
Eshtemi, is it that we underestimated the number of fans that will go to the stadium?
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know, I think we were not really that way ready for this magnitude. But looking at how that was we shall learn from that and maybe prepare ourselves very well. We underestimated on most of the budgetary allocation on these perimeters because if indeed we knew that based on what transpired in Harambee Stars against the home match at Uganda, definitely we would have prepared much better.
Let me hold on to that thought, Eshtemi. Let's first listen in to what LOC chair, that is Nicholas Musonye, had to say today about that, you know, the letter that came out from CAF yesterday.
CAF have responded, giving us sanctions regarding the behavior of our spectators in the last 3 matches. We had said before that we are hosting Chan and we need to have some good behaviors. This has not been fulfilled. CAF have taken decisions to fine FKF for the last 3 matches, which is unacceptable. We appreciate the support our spectators have given Harambee Stars. We appreciate the many supporters who have attended our matches from the beginning, both at Nyayo and Kasarani. But we are disappointed a bit because of the few who have violated regulations to break into the stadium and force their way through. CAF regulations are very clear. If you don't have a ticket, even the local regulations are very clear. If you don't have a ticket, don't go near the stadium. Our fans have violated this. They have gone a long way to defy the police on duty and force their way into the stadium. This is not acceptable. From Sunday, we have had meetings with the FKF, government, and Ministry of Interior. Last night and today we shall have another meeting to ensure that this bad behavior is not repeated on Sunday. It is our wish that our fans who are coming in large numbers behave well. We appreciate them. We have brought people back into the stadium. We want to see it more. The president will talk about it. He will talk about it because he has managed to get some sponsors on board. He will explain to you what we think about our future football in this country, the future of football in this country. CAF have told us we shall not have full stadium. That's a punishment to our people. Why should we be punished? We have a ticket, you enter the stadium, you watch football, you go home happily. I want to commend our spectators, the way they leave the stadium peacefully, which is very good. They should be coming like that and go the way they have been doing. I have not had any incident along the way when they are leaving the stadium. But the bad behavior has been witnessed when they are forcing their way into the match. In that regard, we have told our security forces to be more alert, strong, and ensure that no one will enter the stadium without a ticket. It will not be accepted. The Ministry of Interior, working closely with us, will ensure that we protect our people. We reinforce the security because our reputation is at risk, is at stake. We don't want to compromise our reputation. We want Kenya to remain the beacon of hope, order, and discipline south of Sahara.
Well, that is the LOC chairman, Nicholas Msonye, who was speaking today in regard to the letter that was sent to the Federation yesterday. Now, aside from that, he also says that the fines have become too many. Remember, he says that for the last 3 games that Kenya has played, they have been fined. Let's listen in.
We want things to be in order. We want to uphold discipline and order in the next coming match. We don't want any sanctions to affect our federation. Our federation has so many problems financially. If we lump a lot of fines on them, they will suffocate. That has happened 3 times. We don't want that to happen again. We want to see order and discipline on Sunday. Our police will be on duty, alert, and to ensure that no one misbehaves on Sunday. While we commend our fans again and again for their good support for Harambee Stars, we want to see more order and discipline. We have said, don't come with vuvuzelas, don't come with whistles, don't come with drums. They still do it. That's a violation. And those attitudes attract penalties to FKF. When you whistle, the referee is whistling, you are confusing people. So please, our members, our spectators, respect the rules of the game. I am sure you will help us also, as the media, to educate our people. We want our people to know that football is a big industry. The federation is trying to bring back football to where it was in the 80s. Let us not destroy it. Let us not destroy it. The government has done everything to put everything in place. Good stadia, good training grounds, an environment that is good. Let us uphold it. I believe President Hussein has a lot to say, because at the end of CHAN, football still be played. So he has a lot at stake as a federation.
Yes, LOC chairman Nicholas Msonye saying a lot is at stake and Kenyans should maintain their discipline. I don't know, Hassan Juma, what are Kenyans saying in regards to that letter that was issued yesterday by CAF?
So many of your sentiments here. Police need to be trained on people management. The ticketing team needs more capacity. Very few people verifying tickets are the reason why we end up with crowds at the gates that end up being unmanageable, just easily thrown off by the police. Also, no tear gas, because we're just citizens, man. The same politicians holding tickets should also organize watch parties away from the stadium. That will help occupy the idlers. That is Marion Jep Kosgia. Asante sana Marion. Teacher Maureen here says, no selling of tickets should be free. Wow, okay. That's interesting. Who's this? Lawrence Ndungu says, deploy anti-terror police plus a lot of recce around the stadium all day, match day. Juu kweli ni kuwa Sunday ilikuwa disaster. A message there from Lawrence Ndungu. Who's this? Matthew. So let me read some of your messages here. The local organizing committee has failed completely. Ken from Umoja. Nipitie hapa kidogo, just a second. Okay. It's a shame that politicians ditched out tickets to followers without thinking about the laid down regulations. Mike from Uriri, the fans should obey CAF rules. CAF management officials in Kenya should hike the entry fee to a reasonable amount that can control the madness experienced during the last game. This is Victor Ariea from Mombasa, Kisauni. This is Kenya. They cannot control funds. Oh, really? Yeah, that is why you risk losing the quarterfinals, hosting rights, show equality. So those are some of the feedback we are getting here. Let me read some of these messages. Yes, okay. Only funds the tickets to be allowed near the stadiums and afterwards access. Beef up security in every entrance and far away from the stadium gates to deter and filter infiltration of non-ticket holders. Gates should be open earlier for smooth and swift access of the grounds. Mounting of big screens in open places and parks for viewers to deter non-ticket holders accessing or going near the stadium. So of course, pretty much like everyone is talking about those big screens because Kasarani Stadium is a 48 capacity seater. It has now been reduced to 27,000 capacity seater. So guys really need those big screens. Robbie.
Listening to what Football Kenya Federation President Hussein Mohammed had to say in regards with that issue of discipline.
Kind of penalty or any kind of sanction is harsh for us, especially after we put in so much work, so much effort, so much energy into mobilizing and promoting the national team and mobilizing fans and Kenyans and supporting the national team. We saw the electric mood in the, and ambience in the stadium in the last game. We want to have this throughout the tournament, but in a safe and secure environment. So as much as we are disappointed by the decision, we are also appreciative of the fact that we also need to fix our own weaknesses and fix our own issues. We cannot run away from the fact that we've had serious security breaches. So I'm not making excuses, but I'm saying our counterparts and the owners of the tournament, CAF, also have to appreciate the effort that Kenya has made in this regard. So we are collaborating well. We are going to have a serious security meeting today with all stakeholders within that committee and that department. And the only way to go now is to do it better and to keep on improving. I don't know what other language we can speak and say that if this continues, the football will suffer. The footballers will suffer. Not only the national team, even the local players in the local leagues moving forward. It will be very difficult to convince anybody that we can host a serious tournament in Kenya. So let us have discipline, and I know we'll get it right this time. We will get it right.
Yes, Football Kenya Federation President Hussein Mohammed saying that, discipline is very paramount. Shtemi, I want to pick your mind on this. And everybody is saying that Kenyans should be disciplined moving forward.
I think we are in a catch-22 situation. Just look at the facial expression of LOC chair, that is Nicholas Musonya, and also FKF President Hussein Mohammed. They were at a pain to try and justify everything they're trying to speak out. Because, we have found ourselves in that situation whereby we can say that ignorance has no defense well, but, the buck still stops with the LOC and Federation. Yeah, some of the fans, they need more sensitization on this matter regarding ticketing and all the aroma that surrounds such big tournaments. We underestimated the grounds and everything that these fans can carry. Kenyans love football. Yeah, and that atmosphere that's trying to turn Kenya into a footballing nation, thanks to the results that we have witnessed so far. I think it's going to continue like that until the tournament ends. Whether Kenya will reach the finals or not, fans will continue streaming to the stadium. And now it's up to the stakeholders, the concerned parties, to ensure that whatever they have tried to address today, let them be implemented. More so, the installation of the screens, big screen in either parks or close to the stadium, that should be point number one. Secondly, let them ensure that the verification of these tickets starts like a very long distance away from the stadium. For example, those coming from the CBD or Outer Ring Road, using the Thika Road, they should start verification maybe as far as Allsops. I think by the time they reach maybe the stadium, that verification will be so flawless. But if they assume again, trust me not, by last night you saw what had happened when people are trying to buy the tickets.
Yes.
By I think 12:30 a.m. or so, already that portal was flooded for the regular tickets. So I think now they have to learn that Of course, some things are uncontrollable because just the nature of football. But we need to take precautions.
We need to take precautions. And Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen says that security will be beefed up on Sunday when Kenya takes on Zambia at the Kasarani Stadium. Ken Gashui with that story.
Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen, who was in Nakuru for the Jukwaa la Usalama Forum, has assured of enough security at Moi International Sports Center Kasarani on Sunday, where Kenya's Harambee Stars will be facing off with Zambia's Chipolopolo in the ongoing CHAN tournament.
The fans are extremely important for us, extremely important. And we do not want to miss the opportunity to play before our own fans. The reason why the Inspector General of Police is not here is because he's holding various meetings now in Nairobi to discuss the question of how to manage security in Kasarani.
This follows forceful entry by Kenyan fans into the stadium last weekend during the match between Kenya and Morocco, some entering without tickets. The action has now forced Confederation of African Football to scale down fans' attendance to 60%. Murkomen saying such actions cast Kenya in bad light, especially at a time the country is gearing to host African Cup of Nations AFCON games in 2027.
Really avoid going to the stadium unless you have a ticket. And if we all want Harambee Stars to reach finals, let us respect the regulations that CAF has put in place. I want to request Governor Sakaja to also explore ways working together with the Minister of Sports of easing the pressure by creating, erecting big screens for Kenyans to watch the match away from the Kasarani itself.
Yes, that is Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen saying that security will be beefed up on Sunday when Kenya takes on Zambia at the Kasarani Stadium. Now, we want to continue with that conversation. Ishtemi, something that is spoken about, that you also spoke about, that is, having big screens, placed either in parks or in town so that people can watch the match. But Cedric, again, that letter from CAF that we spoke about yesterday, it said that, using live bullets. We've seen police use live bullets, police use tear gas in a match. Are our police trained on handling football crowds?
Literally concur with you, because when we talk about security, CAF is so adamant not to lose any human life. CAF does not want even anyone, including even the police, to be injured. We are actually on record to see how the Kenyan security agency handles crowd.
Yes.
When they talk about beefing up security, what do they mean? Will they be bringing in security that will more so cause more chaos? Because remember, when the crowd has come up with a people of 1,000 and our security comes to their style of throwing tear gas, shooting in the air, those are things that CAF actually doesn't want. And when it results to that, people will start actually running right, left, center, which and again might cause stampedes, which still will result to these kind of injuries that CAF does not want to hear in this particular tournament. So as to say, the only way to sensitize, as in to maintain whatever discipline they're talking about, is to sensitize people, erect those avenues that people can as well follow these matches. Because remember, Robinson, gone are days when we were actually yearning for people to grace our stadia. These things, we saw them culminating all the way from high school. When people started coming in to watch these matches,
yes,
we started celebrating and embracing that kind of nature. Now the crowd has come in large number, you are suddenly telling the crowd we don't want to see you around. Instead of looking for solution of how to solve those kind of problems, the crowd give them the solution for whatever they are looking for. And the solution are here presented for us. They are talking of an avenue that they can watch those matches in large numbers. When they converge a certain Uhuru Park is here, give them that avenue, erect those screens there, they will go and watch. Identify any other stadia that is not really necessarily being occupied at a particular time. Erect screens. Guys just want to watch these things where they can cheer the team together. That's what they're looking for. But don't go there to reinforce security by the essence of looking of how to throw tear gas, how actually to erupt the environment and make people run from right, left, center. You will end again creating more mess than solution.
Yes. hold on to that thought. Let's take a short break. When we come back, of course, we continue with that conversation on what is expected on Sunday when Kenya takes on Zambia in the final group match at Kasarani. And also Hassan Juma will be telling us what other Kenyans are saying in regards to, you know, the question of security. Aside from that, remember, you can be part of the show. You can call in and also give us your views. But that will be after the break.
Welcome back. Tonight we're asking you what should be done to improve crowd control and safety during match day. Let me read some of your comments here. Being the host nation, the FKF, government and other stakeholders would have mounted big screens in densely populated areas around Nairobi as a sign of containing the fans. Good evening. I want to register my congratulatory message to Sudan for humiliating the so-called big team. Oga, MJ Migori. I'm Joshua Masinde Siranjovu from Westlands. Please, Mr. Hussein, I'm telling you this without fears. Kenya politicians are the ones behind these security breaches from the first game. Kenyans are willing to obey CAF rules and regulations, but they can't because no tickets online. But during the game day, some individuals are selling hard copy tickets outside the stadium at a very high price. Where did they get these tickets? From politicians who want to clean their names and gain votes. What should be done to improve crowd control and safety during match days? Simple. Let citizens buy tickets normally. I tried buying tickets jana at night. They were not displayed. Hiyo ni feedback from some of Robert Mwanzi wa Village Market. Usiku mwema Robi, Hassan, Cedric Msumba na Rogers Shtemi. Niko pamoja na Mwasi, Kitoko, Schneider, Nefia, Hebu. Anasema CAF wameingiza baridi, hawakujua Kenya itatamba. Wanazuia mashabiki ndio vijana wetu wakose wale wa kuwapa motisha. Let me go through some of the messages here. Do a good mass education on the consequences of misconduct. Clinton Okuso. In quarters, regular tickets to be sold at 600 minimum. And screens put outside the stadium. Also, how can you sell more than one ticket to one person? What are you expecting? Oyalo Wycliffe? No, this game will not be played in Kenya. No, Zambia, Harambee Stars match will be played at Kasarani on Sunday. So add more security to the stadium. Security should be improved. The officials themselves hold the tickets. Why can't they come clean on that? Ken Orinda. Limit tickets to 3 per email address. So, Robbie, there are some of the feedback from Kenyans.
Wrap up this conversation around security heading into Sunday. This means that after what happens on Sunday, it's going to change security on match day going forward for the entire country.
Education structure normally happens in a natural way. Sometimes you don't force things to happen, but the curve actually, the trajectory and whatever the events that happens shapes the curve at it. Currently, we are every element actually in this particular aspects we are learning. The security, our security are learning how actually to manage the crowd. The crowd themselves actually they are learning on how to access stadia either digitally or physically. And we have come to learn that physical is not working for us. Maybe moving forward, and the good thing that ahead of us, we are actually yearning Africa Cup of Nations. Now, this is how we will happen actually manage to learn and progressively moving forward have a very successful tournament come 2027.
Eshtemi, aside from, you know, what Cedric has said, you look at what Musonye and Hussein were talking about. there is that element of, you know, we are having this, let's maintain discipline. But at the same time, people have watched Harambee and saw the way the stadium was packed on Sunday. Now there's that urge that I want to go to the stadium the next time Harambee is playing. But unfortunately on Sunday it's 27,000 tickets.
The last time Kenya held such a tournament was 1986. That is like 38 years ago. Mm-hmm. That is All Africa Games. Since then, we have never held another tournament of such magnitude. We have been sleeping all along. Now, right now, we are waking up as the tournament progresses. Well, it's better late than never. Mm-hmm. But I think they need to also read the mood of the people. Engage these people. Don't just try to force things onto them. Because, you know, like you have correctly said, there's that urge. People want to witness history when it's just unraveling. They don't want maybe to be on the periphery. But after that, what can happen? Because somebody is willing to spend money to get the ticket. Somebody is willing to travel as far from Kisumu, from Mombasa to come to Nairobi, only to arrive and be denied a chance to watch the game. So we need to consider all those factors and try to put this education, sensitization thing into everybody, because we need to change that mentality. And to have a culture that is going to be beyond CHAN. Because, you know, right now, I think our football is going to gain a lot. And that will depend how well 30th August will unfold. If indeed everything goes smoothly and flawless, trust me not, there's a lot of money, a lot of investment that's going to be made into the Kenyan football. But now it's up to Musonye and Hussein Mohamed to give that trust and confidence into the fans and tell them, okay, we have made a misstep somewhere. How can we correct it and work together to ensure that Harambee Stars get the support, and also we push this team into the latter stages of the tournament, and after that we benefit as a country? Because trust me not, if everything goes on okay, CAF will give us more tournaments. Leave alone this, it can come maybe under 20 tournament, the women competitions. There are so many, the Champions League, because we are only testing. See the VR has come. What VR is doing, everybody's pleased with what is happening. So I think it's just a culture that the stakeholder, the key stakeholder, the authorities need to instill into people and tell them, we are moving away from this, let's take this right position, and then everybody will just be excited to what will be happening.
Thank you very much. Now, I want us to shift gears and we talk about our neighbors, Uganda. They were in action yesterday and they got a 2-0 win against Niger, and now they are top of Group C. Cedric, we watched that match.
To be fair enough, Robinson.
Yes.
Without actually holding any nerves closer to my chest, Uganda have displaying good soccer. And you will agree that at the beginning of the game until the tail end of the game, actually they find spaces into your retina. You are just hooked up to your screen.
Yes.
Now, these players that moves around and holds balls, actually they bring the magnet and the sparks that we require in that game of football. It's here in Uganda.
Are you talking about Okello?
Alan Okello. We have the likes of Regan Mpande, and both of them are operating from wings. Sometimes, even when I'm not watching, I just hear from the commentator actually mentioning their name.
Yes.
I'm just asked to glance and watch those players working. Because when they attack, you know, we watch soccer with different aspects. Like for me, I watch soccer that is more possessed. And that's where sometimes I will fall up teams. I'll fall up teams that possess a lot of soccer. So Uganda has come with that kind of style. They hold ball today, they transition are very much smooth, and sometimes when it doesn't work for them, you will see those crosses actually coming. Alan, when actually he's really dropping back to the flank and trying to bring in those crosses, he will try as much to find the likes of Joe Semugabi in front. And Joe Semugabi, what he does is just to play that ball behind it. They have their central midfielders who necessarily doesn't play like defensive midfielders. The likes of Joe Serinjoji. These players, it actually took me time to really necessarily understand which nature of style they are playing, because they play like they are creative midfielders, and more so they have been actually deployed to be defensive midfielders. But because of their style of play, which is so much beautiful to an eye, each and every time they get that ball, they first relax the ball and they will look for these slick passes around the pitch. Sometimes when it's too hard, they play back to their goalkeeper and start building up those transitions. Those are the things that we are looking for. Okay, even if you lose honorably. Let people actually clap for you for losing honorably.
Like their first match.
Exactly. And when you go, you know, they lost against Algeria, yes. But still at the back of our mind, we could tell, according to how this team played, the team that they are going to face actually will see some kind of fire. And they have come to prove us right. Simply because of how they play, they have gone ahead and bumped in goals. They're actually scoring free goals at will.
Yes.
And they are scoring goals in a style, which has given them 3 points. Moving forward, if we continue that particular style, even the team that are going to face, because I'm pretty quite sure that the so-called African powerhouse in the game of football in this particular tournament, if all doesn't go as they expected, they are going to be eliminated. We have seen what Nigeria has happened to them. Yes. Morocco here, if they doesn't play well, they are going out. Similarly, it might happen to DRC. So moving to quarterfinals, you will be a game of team of the similar weights. They will be punching where they can actually enjoy their game. And that's why you'll start now seeing this game flowing, going all the way to final.
Roger Sistemi, Bafana, they're still in contention. They have not lost a game in this tournament. And yesterday they got that 2-1 win against Guinea. Are they punching above their weight?
I think they are trying to get that confidence. Remember that group was also, we really talked less about it because Algeria is there, Bafana there, and Uganda, the host, are there. And you know now, the catch is they are going to face Uganda now next. And it's going to be another big match for both sides because whoever wins that match will have a great chance to progress to the next round of the competition. But remember, it has always been a tough, a difficult training ground or rather hunting ground for Bafana. That is Kampala. It has been so difficult. You know, the irony is they'll be playing at a stadium that was named after their first president, that is Nelson Mandela. I don't know how, if the gods of football will have to come and maybe try to bless them and change things for them, but it's so going to be a real test of character because the home advantage is definitely on the Ugandans. But we have the Kutumela. Kutumela has been impressive, has been a joy to watch.
Kutumela and Neo Maema.
Yeah, they have been so good, and you know, scoring goals right now. I think is a joint top golden scorer together with Alan Okello, Austin Odhiambo of Kenya, and then Corporal of Angola alongside Clement Mzize from Tanzania. So I think even that group alone has given us two gentlemen who are chasing the golden boot. But now, how far are they going to push their teams into the maybe the knockout round of the competition? And like I've said, the South Africa and Uganda game, that's going to be a cracker. It's just like a rival game. But be it well, it is going to be for the Ugandans.
You also enjoyed that game between Guinea, because it was free-flowing between Guinea and South Africa.
Yeah, it was a game that South Africa, you know, just like Uganda, they like building their game from the back. Yes. And they find a team actually that plays their style. And more so, a team that actually faces South Africa, the danger they can do is to play their kind of style. Remember even their local clubs, how they do. Actually, they like putting that ball. They are so short, they are not so blessed with some height so that they can actually be playing aerial balls. But each and every time they find that particular ball, they would like to ground that ball on the ground. And more so, thanks to their league, they are so perfect in ball control. Their touches are slicky. Each and every time, even hard passes to them is just enjoyable, simply because the ball does not bounce back to the opponent. So as to say, when they play Uganda, as Shtemi has put it, that to me, it will be not necessarily, we won't be looking for goals. It will be a game that you will not actually be yearning to have it end, simply because of the style they will have been brought to their TV. And more so it will be happening in East Africa, where we have actually not had such kind of thing. I think the impact it will be leaving for us here is the style that those two teams will be playing.
Yes. Deno, let's take a look at how Group C is at the moment. Group C in Chad. And remember, Uganda is the team that is on top of Group C. We want to see whether there will be changes in this group. Now, Uganda, Algeria, South Africa, Guinea, Niger. The big question, Uganda have 6 points and not 9. The big question here, Shtemi, is between Algeria and South Africa. And also you have Guinea that might be there to just, spoil everything.
Yeah, Guinea can spoil the party, but right now, they are chasing the game after falling to Uganda. So I think South Africa are in better position if they win their remaining 2 matches. But, one of the matches against Uganda, so it's a big call for them. And then Algeria, they're also surprised on how things are not going the way they want, being considered some of the dark horses of the tournament. But now it is in Uganda's ticket to lose because home support and then having that conducive environment they've had after maybe starting on a low note, losing to Algeria, I think they get so motivated and they became so wounded and angry. Now I think they're just playing at the level that their fans expect. And things have been happening so well for the hosting nations because also the referees, the VR are coming in there together with the fans, pushing them to get everything that maybe those teams can do. Because looking so far, we have 4 East African nations that are chasing the ticket to the quarterfinals. That is Tanzania, Sudan, we have Uganda, and Kenya as well. So I think it's going to be so interesting at the end of it all. If you find that maybe Uganda managed to top that group, go to the quarterfinals, and then on the other side we have Tanzania, we have Kenya, and then Sudan. So I'm pretty sure at the semi-finals, we can have our own into that particular bracket.
Sedo, we thought that Group A was the group of death, but this looks like the group of death.
It is, you see, when actually teams of equal measure are put in the same kind of environment, they happen to punch at a similar weight. We are talking about the South Africa, talked about Uganda, Algeria. But you see, in that particular group, and more so if you look at it, they are one team that is so tactical. It is not out to impress. Them actually, they are focused on the tournament. And remember their last tournament where actually they were eliminated from final.
Yes.
So coming to this particular tournament, maybe the story that they have back from home is to carry this cup back home. And we have seen how they have been playing. Coming to this one, actually, they're quite not impressing. There are sometimes they can decide actually to sit back, but they drop those balls behind the defense, and they are very fast. Sometimes they go for set pieces. Whenever the set pieces actually is having maybe, let's say, a corner, they will go and attack it like it's an answer. And that's how even they ended up scoring 3 goals against Uganda.
Yes.
And Algeria, to me, it's becoming more dangerous team in that particular group than any other team. Simply because these other teams, they might be playing the same style of play and they know how to. And if you go even how they have been fielding, Algeria is a team that we have had many players from the same team scoring, have goals coming like from different players,
in the team,
including even their captain as in their number 5. It necessarily tells you that each and every time they move forward, what actually they bank on is to get those goals. Whatever that happened at pitch, they are not out to impress you, provided they happen to be clinched as the winner of the tournament at the end of it.
So let's cross over to Hassan Juma. What are Kenyans saying?
Stadium experience, Boniface from Nairobi, hello. Boniface, can you hear us?
Hello.
Yes, Boniface, how are you?
Habari.
Salama sana, endeleaje bwana?
Naendelea poa.
Changia mdahalo.
Okay, maoni yangu. Hello.
Nakusikia, endelea.
Mimi nilikuwa nataka kuongelea mambo ya Harambee Stars.
Yes.
Na Zambia. Mimi kulingana na vile niliona Harambee walicheza na Morocco.
Yes.
Mimi naomba ushindi, mimi najua tutawachapa 4-0. 4-0. Hiyo ndio nabeta tena kwa 4-0.
Okay.
Hiyo ndio naomba ushindi kabisa.
Asante sana Boniface from Madare. Asante sana. Haya, asante sana Boniface, na siku mwema bana.
Hata wewe naye siku njema.
Haya, what should be done? Let citizens buy tickets normally. Watu wanasema systems failure in scanning is not citizens' fault. Mwingine anasemaje? Increase ticket price. Wow, okay. Increase ticket price because we will be disqualified to watch these games if we are not careful. Let me go through SMSs here. These are grown-up men and women. If you don't have a ticket, watch the game somewhere else. Don't jeopardize the safety of the fans who have tickets and the visitors. If security can't be maintained within the game should be played in another venue, or Kenya should be thrown out of the competition. Those are tough words out just there. Hello. Beware about this 2.5 million again. It may lead to more red cards. Okay? 2.5 million on Sunday against Zambia. Yeah? Let there be order during our match with Zambia. I'm Robert Guada. Asante sana Robert Guada. Okuri Ambok from Bungoma anasema Kenyans, we are law-abiding citizens. Unless provoked. Security should be beefed up and tickets be issued early on time. So, mimi sina la ziada. Asante sana kuniazima macho na masikio na kurejesha kwa wenzangu Robinson Okenye, Rogers Shtemi na Cedric Msumba. Kutoka kwangu, shabash.
There's nothing else we want other than winning. So as to say, no draw, we are not necessarily looking for any kind of upset. And going to that particular game on Sunday, everyone is praying for Harambee Stars to win. If not actually win, collect at least a point so that we are deep into quarterfinal. Remember, if we remain at 7 points, we are actually trading at a very risk kind of grounds, whereby the remaining 2 teams, even 3, the 3 that are behind us, they can as well as leapfrog us. And as I said earlier, Robinson, we necessarily need also to think about how to contain and retain these fans. Let us not throw all whatever that we have up to them. They are come back, let us embrace them and retain them. That's the beauty of soccer.
Shtemi, briefly.
This is one of the most special games for Harambee Stars. I think they are going to play so far in this tournament. Why am I saying this? Because remember, right now there's a lot of promises from the president and the fans. They know it's theirs to lose based on the fact that Zambia are coming in as underdogs. But you know, they can just spoil the party. So for the players, they are in a very difficult situation. But for the fans, they are expecting to win. As a player, you know, they're thinking a lot of things. How can we do this so that we can please everybody? Because all eyes are on those 11 men who will be on the pitch. But let's hope and pray that things go their way and everybody will be here to celebrate.
Thank you very much, Rogers Shtemi. Thank you very much, Cedric Msumba, of course, for coming in and giving us your insights on Chan 24. But that is where we call it a night. My name is Robinson Okenye. Enjoy the rest of your viewing.